On Wednesday night, the Taylor women's basketball team avenged an earlier season loss to Bethel to wrap up the first half of league play. And to look back at the first half of the Crossroads League action for the Taylor women's basketball team, their head coach, Jody Martinez, joins me today. You're at the top of the league standings, or near the top of the league standings. How do you think the first half of league play has gone for you and the girls?
You know, the early stretch was tough. We lost the 2 conference games in November. Situations where we lost in the last seconds against Bethel here. Did not play well. Probably one of our worst games. Missed layups, missed free throws. Scored only 57 points. And then a week later, we lost an overtime game. Blew a 10-point lead in the second half to Marion. So those are your two losses. Right now, we sit in second place, behind Marion by 1 game. After that, we got a little more momentum. I think Christmas break was huge for us, and right now we're playing really well.
You've won 8 games in a row. What's been the biggest reason for that recent success?
You know, we played a tough schedule in November, and I think the schedule just got lighter. Plus, we had more rest. We didn't have 3 games in a week. We had time to prepare for teams, so preparation was huge. And just the biggest thing, the mental rest. I'm big on mental rest, and besides the day offs kind of stuff, but I think the girls responded to that, and they're just hungry. They're just hungry to keep playing. The practices are going well. They're competing. We have moments of, like we did last week against Mount Vernon for a few minutes there, but overall they're competing to a level I want them at.
How do you think Kendall Bradbury is doing in her senior season? She became the all-time leading scorer in program history earlier this year, and she's obviously at the top of every team's scouting report. How do you think she's handled all that pressure this season?
No, she's not bad. Kendall, I mean, there's times where it drains on her, but her attitude's awesome. She's a great team player. She loves her teammates. She loves the Tubb family, but she gets beat up. I mean, you can just watch the game film. It depends on your ref how they're going to call the game, and there's days where they protect her. There's days where you got to play ball. And recently she had a game where she just fell down 4 or 5 times being tripped. It only got called once, and it's tough on the body. And her whole career has probably been like that. I mean, I've only had the blessing of 2 years to coach her, but I've seen so many double teams, triple teams. It's crazy. Now she's got teammates that are stepping up, and I think Kendall's doing a great job of finding the open person through just that experience of being double teamed a lot. And so, Kendall's great, and she's even a greater person off the court.
What's it been like to see the leap that Abby and Becca Books have taken, not only from when you got them as became their head coach to what they did a year ago to where they've taken their games this year as juniors?
Well, when I came in, you saw their length and you saw potential, but you didn't see the fire, like the grit kind of mentality that could take their game to another level. And one of the things I stressed when I got hired in 2017, the summer, was you're going to have to play both ends. I mean, it's fine you know how to shoot or you know how to do something, but you're going to have to do both ends, and you're going to have to get after it. And they responded in the off season. They came back both years now, just motivated. Becca motivated more than ever because Abby started for me last year as the 3 guard, but Becca's more of a stretch 4, so their game's different. And Becca, she's in like top 5 in 10 categories in the conference right now, and I hope we can finish strong and she can get some recognition from the other coaches being one of the top 10 players in the league.
As you guys get ready to start the second half of league play this Saturday at Grace, what's the biggest thing for your team to focus in on as you try to not only finish high in the Crossroads League, but also potentially win a regular season title?
Well, I think that's the biggest the dreams we have is to win with the conference, and the first obstacle is Grace to start the second round. We have to play Grace twice in the second round because we played Bethel twice in the first round. But then you got Marion next Wednesday here, less than a week away, and that's going to be big standing consequences on the outcome of that game. And like I said, we lost at their place in overtime. We controlled most of the game, just went through a negative spurt where they capitalized on it. And so we're a different team since November. And so when you look at the second round, we just got to take one game at a time, and we've been preaching it. And so that was our focus last week, and then going into this week, and then wrap up the first round, which was last night, and we'll see what happens. But 9 games. I mean, you got the conference, you got the nationals, you're dreaming about both of them, but one day at a time, and today we got to focus on Grace.
Jody, thanks for the time and good luck with the second round of league play.
Thanks, buddy.
That's Jody Martinez, the Taylor women's basketball coach, joining me today. If you can't make it out to Odell Arena, you can watch all the Trojan home games live on the Trojan Sports Network.